Sit down and heal with Coach Derrick. Let that old pain breathe and we air it. You already know that you need to heal. Let me show you how. Turn the volume up, talk it out right now. Sit down and heal with Coach Derrick. You picking through, can you feel it? You already know that you need to heal. Let me show you how. Turn the volume up, talk it out right now.
And welcome to another episode of the Sit Down and Heal podcast. My name is Coach Derrick, and I am your host. I'm a certified healing journey coach and relationship coach, which means I bind the two. I help you heal first, and then we travel into that universe that you guys hate called the dating pool, and I help you do better there as well. But the healing comes first. And as I have affectionately been saying lately, you know that you need to heal. Let me show you how. And this week, we start a 4-part series for the month of February called Reboot Love. A lot of us need to reboot who we love and how we love. And so this series is just about the things in your life that may be happening that would cause you pause to see if you need to reboot, restart. And as your coach, I have some tools that we'll talk about at the end to help you on your reboot journey. So let's talk about this. What do we mean by rebooting love? Sometimes we need to sit down, pun intended, and heal. Sometimes we are in a loop, in a cycle of doing different things, and we need to disrupt that pattern and reboot and start all over from scratch with new information and new tools. So what we're going to do with this reboot series is each week, every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m., we're going to append from the last show. So they all go together. So you want to make sure you see all 4. And also what I want to state is that this is a podcast. So this will be uploaded to not just YouTube for the replay, but also Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and literally everywhere you can get a podcast so you can listen to the audio at your leisure. So let's talk about this. We're going to go down a list of kind of like areas and bullet points, and then we're going to go ahead and land this plane. But before we do, we're going to get you some good information. So reasons why you probably may need to reboot that you may be aware of and you just been sitting on it and maybe not know how to reboot. And I'm using this word reboot a lot because reboot, reset, call it what you want to. But how many more years we're going to keep doing the same thing and calling it normal? We can't do that, y'all. I won't allow it on my watch, damn it. So the first thing that I have, because I had to write some things down, because y'all know I'm the tangent king. I want to stay on task for this series. So we just talked about what it means to reboot, redo, right? In the comments, somebody said redo, reset, but I'm calling it reboot because I'm an engineer. So we're going to use computer terms. Okay. So why do people, this is one reason and one question that we're going to ask. Why do people keep dating the same person in different bodies? Right? So this is really about you seeing the results of who you choose, right? Sometimes it could end horribly. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's something in the middle. But when you start to realize that there's a pattern and maybe the results there, see, this is how we need to conceptualize patterns, right? Our human brain wants to see a pattern in the type of people we pick, right? This is how our brain is tuned to work. If I date the same type of people, I can visually see that pattern. So if you can't visually see that pattern because you are choosing what you would deem different types of people, meaning physically, maybe job choice, things like that, you would be like, well, I picked a different one. So why the relationships still now? I picked another one that's not like the first two. There is no pattern. I don't see a pattern. But when you dig deeper and you do the soul searching and you do the pattern recognition, right? You will find that the pattern most times does not lie in who you pick. It's how you pick. From what part of you is doing the picking? Is there trauma that is informing who you pick? Are there any kind of wounds? those stay the same no matter how you change the chess pieces. So your results start to look similar because you are similar, not them. We always do this where we get hurt by someone, and without doing the inventory of what happened, what my part was and all of that, we will try to make the solution, just let me find somebody who treats me the opposite of that. And that's it. I want the opposite of that, and then I'll find success, because we know what this failure feels like. So we're going to go totally opposite of that. We're going to pick a person that's probably not even nowhere in the sphere of aligning with us. The only thing that we're checking for is that they're not like the last person. But you're still the same. Your wounds are still the same. Your motivations for picking the next person still the same. So now we start to develop a pattern over multiple people. And if you continue this pattern, you don't find success. You don't find any joy, because your receipts are that they look the same in the outcome. So when we talk about rebooting your system, that means we got to understand what's going on underneath, or we'll continue to repeat the cycle. And then unfortunately, you're going to have to do some changing. But it's not unfortunate. It's mandatory. We got to do a little bit of changing. But where do we get this information from? We done had about 5 or 6 disasters. I don't know how. I don't know, how do I even know what to do? So sometimes in your infinite wisdom, you have to make the decision that I might need someone else to help me that's not in this head of mine that's been directing me all these years. Then you get to see yourself through someone else's eyes, and they can probably pinpoint where you have a little maneuvering and shifting to do. Because apparently you don't know how. And it's not about how you feel about yourself, because we all feel like we're amazing. But the results are the receipts. It's hard to look at the results, because the results are going to have your name on the receipt too. It's not just your partner. You're on there too. You're in the ledger too. So we don't like to look at the results. We like to look at, let's forget about the results and just move on and just try to figure it out. And we'll swim in the murky waters, even though we haven't had swim training. So what happens? You drown. And people sometimes when they drown, they get scared to go back in the water. No, not you. You want to try it again. Figure it out on your own. We on time number 5. Your arms tired, your legs tired. You gonna still jump in the pool? Y'all know what this pool is, y'all. If y'all ain't catching this analogy right now, I don't know what to tell you. It's the damn dating pool, y'all. You need swimming lessons, or you're going to keep drowning. You're going to keep drowning. You know how you know you keep drowning? Because you keep drowning. You already know. You already know it's not working. Forget them. We're looking at you. Well, Coach Derrick, you're victim blaming. No. I'm awareness blaming. You need to be aware of yourself so that you can be informed of where you need to sit and be convicted in the spaces you choose. And if that other person doesn't align with you, we're going to move around. See, the old you, if they don't align with you, you stay longer. We got to disrupt the pattern and reboot our system. Got to clean it out. All the viruses and everything, we got to clean it out. Factory reset. That's what we do here at Sit Down and Heal Coaching. We factory reset you. That way, when we start with a clean slate. Now, that doesn't mean we erase the trauma. We're cleaning out your lack of awareness and we're replacing it with awareness. I hope y'all, I'm pausing for y'all, not me. Is this thing on? So, as we matriculate through my elaborate bullet point list, because again, if you're here, or you're just getting here, or you're listening to the replay, this is a 4-part series. So this is just part 1. The part 1 is called Why Your Love Life Keeps Crashing. Like a computer. Why does it keep crashing? Some of y'all, it keeps crashing because you got too many tabs open. Using up too many memories. You know what that is? Overthinking. What if they lie? What if they, I wonder what that means when they didn't call after 5 minutes after I texted. Crash. Y'all know what the kids say. You crashing out. You just met this person 2 days ago. What an appropriate term for this series. You just crashed the hell out. You got too many tabs open. And you know what happens? Sometimes even when you close all the programs, it's still slow. So what do you have to do? You got to reboot. Damn, that boy good. So we got to reboot, y'all. That's the healing journey. The healing journey says, I realize that there's a problem. Maybe we got too many tabs open. Maybe too many programs open. Maybe we've been doing the same thing too long. Maybe the computer been on for 60 days and some of y'all 50 years. And now we got to reboot. Y'all don't smell what I'm cooking. We moving on to my favorite topic. How your childhood conditioning and your past relationships and your trauma shape who you're attracted to. Sometimes we got to reboot what our type is. Ooh, my mama's going to kill me with that grammar. Just do a little, that's me smacking my hand. We got to see if our type even makes sense. Where does it come from? Is our type based on trauma? Is that little girl, little boy inside of you picking your type because that's what they like? They're not even grown up yet. You picking your type from when you was 15 and you 50. It hasn't been working. That type that hurt you, abused you, made you cry. And you like, but I want the same thing again. Let me try it. Maybe it'll work next time. Maybe it'll work if I pick the same type, because that's my type. I get turned on by this type. Even though the last 4, my type hurt the hell out of me, I'm just going to keep doing it. But see, let me tell you what typically happens, right? What we tend to do is we will say, you know what, my type ain't working. I'm going to go for, again, what are we doing? We're going to go for the opposite. And then crash, right? Sometimes, and I want to make this clear because somebody's going to push back and say, well, I went for the opposite of my type and I've been married for 50 years. Wait for it. Listen for the context. I thought about you too. Sometimes we go for someone who's not our type and we fall in love. But the reason why it will work, and then I'm going to tell you why sometimes it won't work. We talked about it earlier. Let's talk about the won't work. Sometimes it won't work because you haven't done the work. See, when you are a renewed person and you pick someone that's not your type, you're falling in love with somebody that's not your type because that is your type now. You know who you are now. It don't look like what you used to choose. So then it has a fighting chance at working because you are different. When you're not different and you pick the opposite, your nervous system is still going to draw you back. Y'all know what that is. You done went the opposite and you like, that ain't, I'm going to have to go back and try to, because this is the one that make me tingly. I need this one. But when you get that healing on you, and you start to change, you start to understand what aligns with you, it don't even look like that anymore. You looking at the other one and you throwing up in your mouth a little bit like, how did I ever, what was I thinking? Right? What the hell was I thinking all this time? That ain't even me. And you would be right. That was the little you. Remember, the little kid eats first. That little kid is used to being yelled at. That little kid is used to being ordered around and controlled. That little kid knows what abuse looks like and it looks for it. That little kid is looking for emotionally unattached people because that's all it's ever seen. But you'll call it your type. That's my type. And all your friends and everybody be like, why you choosing that? That's what I like. I'm grown. I should be able to have what I want. That means you want all them tears. You want all the hurt. You want all those phone calls you making to your girlfriends or you calling your boys or whatever. And you just like, man, what the hell was I think? You know what? I'm going to just keep going. Your nervous system don't like it. Your logical brain knows it's wrong. But that little kid loved me a long time. It don't want to let go. Attachment. It's time to reboot. Reboot, reparent, regulate. We're going to keep the cycle going. I don't have to tell y'all that this is a thing. It's in your body. You know what this pain feel like. You know what it feel like to keep choosing similarly. So now that we know that it's a thing, now that we felt that it's a thing, we got to make a choice to reboot. We got to make a choice to get new information, maybe get some guidance because whatever's in your head ain't working. I don't care how old you are. It's not working. Does it make you a bad person? Does it make you stupid? Does it make you worthless? No. It just makes you uninformed. But guess what? We're in a culture now where we have information that you can tap into, right? You're listening to me right now. There's information looking you right in the face and you're like, well, you know what? I'm hungry for another narcissist. Let me stop it. I'm telling you today, stop it. It's time to factory reset, right? Moving right along. Now, all of this gonna tie together because I'm like a magician up here. I'm working, just follow my lead. So now we're gonna talk about another reason why you should reboot your system. Factory reset. The difference between chemistry and familiarity. What are we doing? We confuse the two, which piggybacks on what I just said. Especially physical chemistry, it feel good. Y'all know I always talk about the tinglies. Y'all, butterflies, call it what you want to. I call it the tinglies. Because the butterflies be in your stomach, the tinglies be right up here. It be right in the middle, and it be, damn. I really like that hug. I really like being around. I'm using this word on purpose. I like. What was that song by the Pointer Sisters? Automatic. All my systems shut down. No way to control it. It's automatic whenever you're around. Damn, that boy good. We gotta learn how to. It's a stranger. What are we doing? Right? Familiarity could feel like chemistry and be toxic as hell. We talk about this all the time. Trauma bond. The universe's trick about the trauma bond is that it feels good. Oh, they get me. They get me. I've been hurt and they've been hurt too. That's my soulmate. Because they know me. Y'all don't say this after you get to know them. You say this on the first phone call. Because the little kid is eating right now. It's familiar. Sometimes it's dysfunctional in the first week and you can't leave because that familiarity feels like dopamine high. Ooh, I like them a little crazy. I like it when you talk to me like I'm a dog. That's sexy. But do you want it every day for the rest of your life? Most of y'all would say no. It seems exciting. They have a whole lot of trauma just like me. I'm going to fix that person so that we can heal together. Only you the only one doing the work. Now, what's that love feel like? Well, I'm an empath, and I'll just love until I have no more, and then they'll be fixed. Oh, we be selling ourselves a bill of goods, don't we? Not them. They're not even manipulating you. This is your inner voice. There's a 10-year-old version of you telling you this. If I just do more, they'll eventually return the favor. I just don't know more. I wish they could see me suffering over here trying to help them, but they still don't see it. But now I can't leave because I'm attached. And I spent too much time working on them, and I don't want to leave them for somebody else to take advantage of what I worked on. Ooh, some of y'all ribs hurting right now. It's time to reboot. Factory reset. You've been doing it too long in your life. You ain't even doing it with romantic partners. You're doing it with your parents, your kids, at work. You people pleasing everybody. It ain't them. Let me tell your little kid, hey, little girl, little boy, it's not them. The pause is for you. Once we realize it's not them, then we enter into a scary territory. Awareness of self. What's my part? It's spooky. Right? I sound like I'm a Scooby-Doo episode. It's spooky. Spooky. But here's the thing about spooky. If y'all ever watch Scooby-Doo, it's scary as hell until you find out when you pull the sheet off the person that it's not a monster. It's just a regular person in there. And that regular person is you. So now we got to think about this in context. Healing, although it's difficult, it's really just about uncovering that monster. It's really about seeing that that monster is a little kid. Now you need to have some empathy so that you can reparent that little kid, because it's not a monster. It's been tormenting you for a long time and you didn't know what it was. Right? So when we talk about this series, and when I tell you y'all need to be here for all 4, this is just number 1, every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, because we're going to append each one until we get to the end. And they're all going to be a part of the same thing. Rebooting. Factory reset. If we don't factory reset, and most of y'all are going to need some help with this, because what's in your head ain't working. And I'm not talking about the people who can tell you all the jargon. Oh, I know what my attachment style is. I know I have daddy issues. I already know. I already know that I have to. I know I overthink, and I already know. Until I see how you move in the real world, and I'm going to be like, but you don't. So stop lying to yourself. See, what happens is that when we get all the terms, we could tell people what's wrong with us, and we don't have to work on it. They'll go away. I already know. You know what people, when they come to coaching, some people, They'll come to me and say, hey, coach, I need coaching. So let me tell you, look, I already know what my childhood wounds are, and I already know that I have daddy issues, and I already know that I overthink sometimes, and I already know, and I'm like, so why are you here? Because it's not working because you haven't done anything to work on it. You're not going to run it past me. I'm going to see it. Because I'm going to be like, tell me about your last 2 relationships. Tell me how long it was. And then they're going to be like, well, I stayed too long because I did. And I stayed an extra 10 years. And now I know everything. And I'm like, okay, so when you dated after that, well, he was a narcissist. Wait, you know everything. You sound like a whole therapist until we look at your life. It doesn't mean your life need to be perfect, but it's opposite. You know the people that say ain't nobody going to play me, they the first ones to get played. How is that possible? The results are the receipts. We can look at the receipts. You lying. You're not really living like that. It's time to reboot you too. Know it all? Without the work, it's just words. Yes, that's the quotable of the day. Without the work, it's just words. I don't need nobody. I'm by myself. I'm good. I don't need to even talk to nobody. And then they be outside. All the way outside with somebody inside. I hope y'all caught that. What? You a liar. You know who else knows you a liar? All the people you hate, narcissists, predators, they like she lying. I can go skate right in now. If you ain't about what you say you about, then you got to reboot. It's not working. This ain't even on the bullet points right now. Somebody need to hear this. I don't care how many podcasts and YouTubes you watch. Habits don't change just because you watch the podcast episode. I hate to tell you guys this. You can write in your journal every day. If you don't do any exercises or any work for you to try to become more resilient around the things that are paining you, you will still be the same person making the same choices. Why? Because the inner child ain't changed. You haven't changed. You haven't figured out anything different other than some dictionary terms. Stop it. I'm telling you on my show, you are not healed. You're not healing if all you know are terms. Identifying a thing isn't fixing a thing. So I love that people come and they're like, oh yeah, I watched this podcast and now I know that I had to work on my shadow work. And I'd be like, okay, cool, go ahead and do that. Where are you going to learn how to do it? Well, I'm just going to do it. But I know I need to. What you going to do? You got a book? You got something? Well, I'm just going to do it myself and I'm going to work on it and I'm going to be better. Really? Really? See, you come to me, I'm going to ask you some qualifying questions and I'm going to air you out so we don't play around here. I don't play around with your healing. You come to me and you want help, we're going to get it all the way. You can find out somebody that's lying within the first 5 minutes because they don't have a plan and never did. Well, I've been going to the spa and I've been, I just been being by myself and not dating. So I feel like I'm better now. No, wrong. Wrong. Just like I tell you guys here every week, the predatory people that you're trying to run away from by sitting at home, they will find you first. Once you dip your toe back in that pool, you will be first. And then it will confirm your bias, and then you'll jump out and be like, I ain't dating nobody ever again. I'm good. They know that you have a lack of communication skills. They know that you have a lack of experience even dealing with people in general conversation just by how you move. Because you sat out for 3 years. So that doesn't mean you should have dated for 3 years. What I'm saying is when you sat out, you didn't do any growth. See, with growth and awareness comes boundaries that are healthy. Those work, right? Without any of that, you're worse after 3 years. Because you talk boundary, but you didn't work on building them. So when you go back outside, they're going to skate right in again. And you're going to be like, see, I told you the dating pool was trash. I know it is for you. It's time to get this work. It's time to reboot. Factory reset. So let's move right along. So the next thing I have here is why, and I kind of alluded to this, but we'll talk about it a little bit. Why do unhealed wounds feel like sparks? And we talked about familiarity, right? But it's something about being hungry for something. So hungry for something that anything will do. You're getting sparks from places that ain't even supposed to be around you because anything will do. In the absence of having someone to fill in your void, anything will do. It will feel like Disneyland. As soon as you have that first few sentences in that conversation, you're going to fall in love on the phone. Some of y'all are falling in love in text messages before you even get on the phone. Pay attention to what I'm saying. You are building a bond over text that feels like love in your body. Why? You don't have any discernible information about this person. You have conversations, you'll learn some things, but you don't have information for you to dig in that deep into your psyche and your soul. You just have surface information. But to your inner child, surface information is good enough for you to not be alone. So the text messages is enough for you to not just fall for a person, but for you to trust them. Let me tell y'all something. I be airing myself out, but y'all need to hear this. Once upon a time in a land far, far away, back in the olden days, when I was outside, I've been in houses within a week, just from what I said on the DM, with no phone call. Just like that. And we wasn't talking about people that liked me. They was already ready to assume the sale. You gonna be my man. And it wasn't 5 or 10. So we got to ask ourselves, why does that work? What do we have to work on that we don't give in so fast? We have to reboot ourselves. We got to understand ourselves. We have to heal so that we don't need to attach because anything will do. You think in those text messages, they knew a lot of intimate, vulnerable details about me? No. They just knew that they didn't want to be by themselves. That was stronger than vetting. Because it feels amazing that you found someone that gets you. We have to factory reset, y'all, or you're going to keep. Those of y'all who say out of your mouth with your full chest, as the kids say, that you fall in love fast, that's a problem. Let me know how that's working out for you. Not all of y'all, because there's going to be a small percentage that says, I love fast and I've been married for 50 years. I'm not talking about you. You're the anomaly. You fall in love in 3 days, that's a problem. And I know y'all are like, it was love at first sight. I knew that was going to be my husband just because of his nose was shaped a certain way. Stop it. Y'all need to stop, for real. Let me tell you why this whole love at first sight thing works for a lot of people, right? Let me tell you why, the mechanics of it, right? Let me tell you the mechanics of it and how people use it wrong. I don't believe in love at first sight. This is my opinion, guys. I don't believe that I can see you across the room and say, that's my wife. And then I already know everything I need to know and I'm good. I don't believe in that, right? The way that people use this wrongly is you will meet a person, you will grow to love them, you will eventually get married, and you'll say later on, I knew the first day that I met them. No, you still spent the time to get to know them, to get to the marriage. You didn't know on day one that you had enough information about that person to make an informed decision. You stayed and you learned and you married. You didn't know anything about that person just because you saw them at the bar. Stop it. But the story sounds good. 10 years later, you'd be like, I saw her across the bar and I knew that she was qualified to be my wife. Stop it. Y'all need to stop with this. This is not. You can talk about it after the fact because you stayed and you learned. That's what really mattered. Now you could say, I was attracted to her at first sight. We had chemistry the first day. You don't even have a full conversation yet. So somebody gonna fight me about this and I don't even care. You don't have no information. And as I say here on this show all the time for years, they're a stranger. A stranger qualifies to be your wife. You don't even know. And some of y'all said that and it didn't end well. Those of you who it did, cool. But you didn't know in the first 30 seconds. Stop it. You did know something, though. Something in your pants was growing, bro. That's what you knew. You knew that. That's what you knew on first sight. Now, I land that plane. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. Because we got a series to do, y'all. We got 4 parts. So now, I got 3 more. And then we're going to land. Recognizing emotional crash loops may be a reason why, and I'm going to explain, why you need to reboot and do a factory reset on your heart, on your whole nervous system, right? We got to regulate that thing. If you need to know how to do any of this, please message me because we wasted time. We already knee deep in 2026. What are we doing? So emotional crash loops, let me tell you what this means, right? It's like how you feel when you get ghosted, when you feel like you're chasing somebody but it's not reciprocated, when you settle for something and you know that really ain't what you want, when you abandon who you are, when you shrink yourself. Emotionally, you're going to go through something and it's going to keep happening. You're going to feel like you can't release yourself from it because there's something in you that can't release yourself from it. Think about how you feel when somebody don't call you for 3 days. What does it do to your nervous system? You can't release it. And it be a stranger sometimes. You don't even know that you just something in you just can't. Why does it feel like this? I feel hurt already and I only talked for 2 days. And it keeps, you can't let it go. The person has been gone for 2 weeks and you still like, I still don't understand why. What is that? Why can't you let go of somebody you met for 2 days? Like, can't let go. We ain't even talking about closure. You know y'all love y'all closure. I need closure. I need to know why. Y'all need to know why somebody that didn't like you, why it didn't fit. Who cares? That person's supposed to be gone. Well, I need to know why I wasn't his type. Stop it. Y'all need to stop. Somebody that's telling you and showing you they don't like you, they not attracted to you. I want to know why. What do I need to do different? You might need to do some healing on your own, but why are you trying to find out how to fit him? What is that? I have to know or I won't be okay. It's time to reboot, y'all. It's time to reboot. That anxious attachment be all over you and you don't even realize it. But the predators do. You blowing up my phone and I haven't called you in 5 days? You didn't call me 30 times a day? What is that? Ooh, I had somebody call me 110 times in one day. What is that? 110 missed calls because I wasn't picking it up. I was already out of there. I already told the person that I didn't want to, wasn't cool. We're not 110. I will never forget that number. I would never forget that number. Because I woke up the next morning, I was like, what the? Oh, there's a story time, but I'm going to leave it alone, y'all. I'm going to leave it alone. Oh, I'm going to leave it alone. Because we got to keep it moving, y'all. We'll do that on the pop-up. We'll do that on the pop-up. There's a story. There's a story, guys. Those 110 calls came with a knock at the door, and I never gave them my address. But we're going to talk about that another day. So you got to recognize that you crashing out. Because now we can talk to the kids. The kids say crashing out. We're going to use that. And since we're talking about computers and rebooting, we're going to talk about you crashing. Because the title of this episode is Why Your Love Life Keeps Crashing. See how this all go together like a little pie. It's like pie. So now you're crashing out over little stuff. Why? Because some of y'all crash outs be so off the chain, they probably should ghost you. Like, I know y'all hate that, but some of y'all, and I'm not talking about a gender, okay? Because y'all gonna be like, why are you talking about women? Humans crash out. Ladies, y'all know that dude that don't never give up, and you be like, didn't I just tell him why he still showing up at the places I go to? Like, why can't I get rid of him? Like, why don't he get the hint? It ain't just women. Right? And you be like, what is that? Why they can't just take the no? It's time to reboot and move around and be happy with who you are inside so that when somebody doesn't stay around, you good. I know I'm cute. Let's move around. Some of y'all can't do that and it's okay. Get in my inbox. We're going to work on it. We're going to keep it moving, y'all. We're going to keep it moving. The next one I got written down here. Ooh. This all permeates through all of this, right? But these are reasons why you probably need a factory reset or reboot. Dating from survival versus dating from clarity. If I don't talk about this literally every day, and if y'all don't know that I do this almost every day, then you ain't following. You need to follow me now. You need to subscribe to my YouTube, Sit Down and Heal, all one word, because that's where all the replays of all the podcasts are. You need to watch all of them and be in my inbox at the same damn time, because survival is all about the inner child. Again, it just keeps coming back, right? That inner child. Why does he keep talking about the inner child? Because that's the nucleus of most of the issues that you go through. And until you realize that, you're going to keep doing the same things. Survival is really about safety for that inner child by any means necessary. When that inner child gets triggered, it needs to survive. It does not know the difference between somebody triggering you and a train coming and about to hit you. It panics. It panics so much, it's like, you know what? I already know this person ain't really all that what I need. I'm gonna just grab onto him because I just need somebody right now. I need to survive. I can't breathe. I can't sit at home by myself. You know how many people they're like, I broke up like 2 weeks ago and I'm just so not used to sleeping in the bed by myself. I don't feel like I need to find somebody to lay next to me. And I'm like, so anybody? Cause I know you just broke up. I know you're not dating it. Who's going? Survival. That's what is leading you into the dating pool. That's going to inform your choices. Survival. See, we could talk about people being lonely, but when that loneliness comes with a hypervigilance for survival, because you could be just chilling, right? Watching your cartoons and eating your Cheerios on Saturday morning, right? And then there'll be that thing inside you be like, don't you think you need to go to the club tonight and get some of that energy that you've been missing? Maybe you'll get a phone number. Maybe you need to, what is that way? And it's the little girl in you's like, we've been by ourselves too long. Like, what are we doing? Like, I know them Cheerios taste good, but why are we just gonna sit here a whole nother weekend? Look at everybody on social media. They outside too. Like, we gotta go. And he'd be like, but I just want to chill. No, you will not chill. Pull that dress out the closet. We going. We going. Let me tell y'all what's familiar to y'all. Y'all gonna recognize what I'm about to say. That little thing that forced you to go out that night. That night your girlfriend or your boy told you, man, you just need to go ahead and come out with us. And you was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to just chill. And they be like, man, if you don't get up, and you be like, all right, I'm going to go. And then you go in there and that little thing is like, okay, we're going to go ahead and try to cure this loneliness. We're going to find somebody in here. And then you go home, you didn't find anybody, and it was you didn't even have a good time. You at home huffing and puffing like, I knew I should have damn stayed home. That place sucked. I didn't even feel like going in the first place. And then you do it again because you can't stop. That was my story. I couldn't let 7 days pass. When the weekend came, it's time to reset the roster. It's time to reset. I can't just get one number. Let me tell y'all, I can't believe I'm about to tell y'all this. So a lot of times when you go out to these places, right? Now, you know, I'm a little longer in the tooth now. So this was like back in the horse and carriage days. What I would do is that I would catalog, right? When I would go to these places, they would have like a time where you could get in for free. And it'd be real early, like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. But people don't really start coming in until like 9 or 10. You got to be in there for a minute. It's going to be a group of people that come in early. They're coming in early because they're going to leave early, right? So you mingle with the early folks and you get a number out that crew. But you're going to stay after 10 when the next crew come in. They didn't see you talking to the other person. They have no idea. So now you get a fresh roster coming in at 10, and then you get a couple from there. You go home, you got 3. Now you got to rinse and repeat next Friday. Right? Because sitting at home by yourself and not even having that energy, survival, validation, sitting by myself, scary. Scary. I need to be validated now. Ladies, y'all know that this is what a man is doing, because they will get your phone number and they will chase you all night and they will never call. Because it wasn't about you. It was about the validation. It was a dopamine shot. Thank you. And they will wrap you up all night and never show up. Let's breathe. This is all childhood wounding in the mask of a player. Players got issues too. It just don't seem like it because they got a little swaggy. They swaggy. They're a little swaggy. I like swaggy, right? I like the shoes match the belt. He smell nice. He's looking for validation. We're going to leave that alone. We off topic now. But somebody need to hear that. Yes, it absolutely doesn't mean a thing until you find a broken woman. Then it means everything. I hope y'all caught that. I get to see the impact that that has on you in real time. And then I expose it. Just like that. Sometimes a man could walk into an establishment and look nice, and he got that little squint, and he don't need to do nothing else. He get to see the heads turn. He get to see, like, and now the women be like, hey, they be walking up to you like, hey, come dance with me right now. I want you. And he be like, damn, okay, I didn't have to. Cool, thanks. No, yeah. So now we're going to start to land this plane, right? Sometimes when you recognize your behavior, when you recognize the things you attach to, when you recognize the emotions that well up in your body, sometimes we got to reboot the system so that we can get some measure of control over what's happening. We got too many tabs open, too many programs open. We got to shut them down and regulate, reboot, clear the memory out, start all over again. That's the healing journey. That's the sit down and heal coaching. We help get you there because you don't know how. It's not because I'm telling you it. Look at your results, and if you don't like them, you don't know yet. So let's expedite the process by getting some help. I got a hell of a system for people that know they need to heal, but just need to know how. You just got to ask. Hey, Coach Derrick, I heard you say you got a system. Could you tell me some information about it? Ooh, that was like what, 5 seconds? Y'all better stop playing around with this healing journey and stop rescheduling it. It's not a game. It's not a game. Your life, your heart, the love that you want to give. Oh, I got a big heart. Well, then let's go ahead and make sure that that heart does some risk assessment before you go outside. Stop loving everybody. It's not working. And those of you that are hypervigilant about isolating yourself for 5 years, that's not working either. I hate to tell you, sitting out for 5 years without doing anything, it don't make you a better dater. Sorry. And I know this for an absolute fact because I heard it from a friend. It don't work. They will spot you really fast. It's just like a fresh meat. I don't care if you're 60. A 60-year-old that hasn't dated for 7 years is still fresh meat. They will find you. They will find you fast because your skills, you've atrophied your dating skills. That's why when you get divorced and you over a certain age, you be like, I don't even know how to date anymore. You're right, you don't. So don't until you figure out how. You're going to need help. So all of y'all that's out here petrified, the dating pool is trash and everybody's bad, but me, I'm the only good one and the dating pool sucks and all blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to ask you, where you been? How many you met? Where are you basing your statistic of everybody from? Well, I met 2 people and it was horrible and the dating pool is trash. Y'all better stop it with these BS statistics. It's not the whole dating pool. It may not even be you, but your statistics suck. 2 people? 5 people. I'm looking at you now. Does that mean that those 5 people weren't bad? No. But why do you go through 15 people and all of them are horrific? All. There's not one that you like, you know, he was a decent guy, just wasn't my type. You never get those? We got to check your vetting system. We got to check your boundaries because everybody that you ever meet in life cannot be Satan. We got to figure this out. And once you actually do the inventory of where you meet them, some of y'all are complaining about the dating pool and ain't even been on a date in 2 years. How dare you? Where are you getting your statistics from? Well, my girlfriends, they tried the dating app and it didn't work for them. So I just won't even date. Y'all better message me. We got to change the trajectory of how you even move around the world because it's not working. It's not working. Well, how many dates did your girls go on? Where they met this one guy on the... One guy? Stop playing in my face. Don't do it. Don't do it with these onesie twosies. Well, I met 3 and it was... Everybody just on a dating app, they just want to sleep with you. How old are you? 40. How many people tried to sleep with you since you've been of age to do it? Were they on the were they on the dating app? No, it was a guy I met at the mall. Exactly. They're everywhere. You get to decide where you plant your flag. You even get to decide if your legs open or not. The dating apps are not the only place where bad people are. You're going to have to learn how to move around the world because guess what? Newsflash, bad people are everywhere. They're in your church. They're in your school. They're in your home. They're at work. They're in the grocery store. It ain't the dating apps. You just got to learn how to move around. You're going to be frustrated that you can't find somebody in 2 days. So what? The odds are exactly the same. I know y'all hate to hear that. I'd rather meet somebody outside. Or when the last time you been outside? Well, you know, I just don't like going outside because... Stop it. Y'all, it has to make sense. I'm an introvert, so I really just go to the grocery store and come home. But I prefer to meet people outside, even though I never go outside because of one day God's going to send my person. Stop it. Y'all need to stop for real. Like, seriously, you got to listen to you. Record yourself one day and say, God's going to send me my person, but I know I don't go outside enough, so I probably will never meet them. And I won't online date. And I won't even try to, like, somebody's in my inbox and they say that I'm cute. I'm not even going to entertain none of that because God's just going to do it for me. But I will never go outside. And I will never online date. And I will never go anywhere that I'm not used to going to. So it's just going to have to happen. Hold on one second. Jesus, hold on. This thing is moving all over the place. So now, there's one comment that I'm going to address before I get off here. Every time I step outside, it costs money. So let me ask you a question. Oh, wait, I was going to say when you go to church, do it cost money? Yeah, there's an admission fee there too. Sorry. There are things you can do, right? Because we have Google now, right? There's like Meetup, right? Like based on like things you're interested in. A lot of times those things are free. Like you can You can do some research on free stuff, number one, right? Sometimes it's just about being out with other humans. And sometimes you may run into some interesting people that may be cool to talk to. So it's not always about money, right? Like, let's say for an example, like I'm gonna give you a crude example, right? And I know the Christian's gonna come for me, but it's okay. Just calm down. Because y'all gonna be waiting for God to send you something inside your bathroom. It's not gonna happen. You scrolling TikTok on the toilet, it's not gonna happen in there with the door locked. Sorry. So you know how they have like vendor events, right? Where small businesses go and they set up tables and you go in there and maybe you buy something, maybe you don't. You just want to kind of look around, but you're around people. It's free. You're in an element where there are other people, right? So no matter what objection you give me, there's a way around it. So if you need to have that conversation, let me know. But we're not going to give excuses why we can't breathe air. We're not doing that on my watch. People who don't want to spend money find ways to be met. Not in 2026, throughout the history of time. And here's your proof. How many relationships do you know where one or both of the parties is broke and they still together from starting from that point? And that person did not fall out the sky. So holla at me if you need some direction, whoever it is. Not just the person that said that. We're not doing that on my watch. We got the internet now. We can find things. We got Eventbrite. We got a bunch of stuff we can tap into that's local to us, maybe not so local to us, where we can plant our flag. Because let me tell you something. You can window shop at a vendor event and talk to people that own businesses. Y'all mess around with me. We're going to learn you something. We're going to learn you something. We're not going to give, because see, this is what happens, right? And this is not to the person who asked, right? Because this is the reason why I'm talking like this is because it's going to be on Spotify. They won't see me. They won't see the comments later, right? We have to be careful about giving reasons why we can't instead of being curious about why we can, right? Because my platform, this is how I operate, right? And there's a lot of people that hate when I say this because we're so beholden to statistics, right? So, and this has been exacerbated by social media, and it's so unnerving to me, right? So we can say, a certain percentage of people are, get divorced. So I'm never going to try, right? There's a statistic for everything that should inform you to never try. My philosophy is that we should be the reason why the statistic changes, because we have the free will to move around the way we want to. So if somebody says people aren't getting married, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heal. I'm going to work on myself, be the best version of myself, move around, move about, go places, meet people, and energetically match with somebody that feels just like me. And now I don't give a damn about your statistic. Just because your mama got divorced, that means you going to get divorced, so you ain't going to never try? Cool. Stay over there and let the people who really want to pair and get together just be in a dating pool together. Because, right, Tony Barber in the comments says success comes in the cans and not the cannots. Because here's the thing, right? If any of you ever tried to start a small business, you're going against the statistics. Most small businesses fail. Why are you even trying? What's the point? You do it anyway, right? Because you want to try. You know there's a risk. but you're willing to take the risk for yourself. But when it comes to relationships, oh, well, my friend had a bad experience, so I'm just not going to try, because what if I end up like them? One person. So now I'm looking at you like, but you say you want to be a wife or a husband. Where you going to meet people? And not even where you going to meet people. Do you even go outside? Well, no, I'm just kind of an inside person. Okay, do you online date? Since you inside, cool, no problem. I'm a mostly introvert. I get it. So now we got to figure out how you meet people without going out. Oh, online date. No, everybody on there is crazy. I would never do that. Now we have a problem. We got a big problem. You're never going to be met. That's not a dating pool problem now. You're going to be in the house, not meeting anybody, but be the first one to be like, yeah, the dating pool got pee in it. How you know? How do you know? And it's not even the dating pool got pee in it. You don't even know how to swim. You have no usable skills now because you've been sitting at home complaining about it for 3 years. So what I try to teach people is that when you what I do with my coaching, that one of the foundational principles is you will never know or experience what it is to really connect with anyone until you connect with yourself. That's the nucleus for everything you do in life, is be aware of who you are, how you show up, what your impact does to the world. And you make adjustments as necessary, but organically be yourself. That's how you meet people that align with you. Without that work, you will say the dating pool has pee in it because you're aligning with people that's aligning with your trauma. That's why it feels like that. And I say that with love. And I always say very, very with a certainty, people who have graduated my system will never utter the words in their life that the dating pool has pee in it. Not one day. You know why? Because pee only stinks if you sit in it. So my people are very good at recognizing pee and moving around it. So I don't have to complain about something I'm not touching. They don't complain about something because they energetically are more healed and they're not going to stay there to complain about it. They will never do that. So when people come in here and be like, I ain't dating because the dating pool got pee, I'm going to be like, where you been? Now you can say there's bad people in the world. I agree. They've been in there since you've been a fetus. Before you was born, bad people exist. But you learn how to move around the world and try to be as safe as possible. You learn how to cross the street. Somebody had to teach you. Because cars can hit you, right? You could be in an accident, right? You try to learn how to move safe. You don't just not go outside and walk. You take the risk because you have skills that help you move around safer. When you don't have those skills in the dating pool, you will complain about it. With your full chest. Oh my God, it's so toxic. It's pee. It's ghetto. Oh my God. And I'm going to be like, the only reason you complaining because you sat in places you wasn't supposed to. Let's work on that. And if you don't know how, let me help you. Y'all are not young. We got to stop complaining about something that we don't even know how to participate in. You've been divorced for 10 years. You don't know how to date. So stop pretending you do. You do not. You Rip Van Winkle out here after that. Like you waking up like, oh my God, the world's different, but I want to try. They're going to find you. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The dating pool has trash. I'm unhealed. I go in and I trauma bond with somebody that hurts me. Now I get to say, I was right. It is trash. See? He's a narcissist. I told you. You run your story by me, I'm going to call it out. And we going to work on it because that ain't. You keep affirming that the dating pool has pee in it, you will always find somebody to match what you're looking for or what you think it is with a certainty. Choose your words wisely. I haven't met anybody that aligns with me yet, but I'm willing to keep trying. That's what my folks do. The pause is for you. So keep saying your words of affirmation. Nobody's out there for me. Oh, the dating pool is trash. It's going to be that for you. The people who say dating pool is trash every week, their dating lives are horrible. It's a one-to-one comparison with a certainty. Because people that are out here dating and they're like, oh, you know what? This person was cool. It didn't work out. Oh, you know what? This person was an asshole. I moved around before I got emotionally attached. They're not complaining. They still out here like I'm ready to try. Complaints don't come from people like that. Complaints come from people like, you know what? I went on 5 dates with this dude and I just really didn't vet him. And so now it just feels horrible because I spent so much time and then I did it again. Those are the people that saying the dating pool is trash. And then this is what else y'all do. Y'all will say, well, my friends had a bad experience, so that means I'm probably going to have one too. Stop it. You keep on basing your life around other people, you ain't going to find nothing. Sorry, mama, grammar. You won't find anything. Y'all know when I talk about my mama, she probably going to listen to this. Whenever I talk about the grammar, it's because when we grew up, if the sentence structure wasn't proper, she would make us say it over and over and over again until we did it the right. Oh, that's behind the preposition. Say it again. So that's why, as an adult, I can talk how I want to, but in my mind, I still hear her voice. So if y'all see me, I'm not crazy. I'll be like, sorry, mama, let me fix it. So anyway, when we talk about rebooting, right? And we're talking about updating, rebooting, and then updating the software with new information to make it better. Version 2.0. Some of y'all on version 19.0, but it's okay. We're going to keep upgrading until we get it right. We realize there's some bugs in the system, and then we work on it, right? So speaking of bugs, this is a good segue into next week. Y'all need to come back because we're going to be rebooting all month. I know some of y'all going to be on panic mode on the 14th. It's okay. Just stick around. I got you. Next week, the title is Shadow Work, the bugs that you keep ignoring. Because we got to talk about rebooting and we got to talk about viruses. So come back. 4-part series. Reboot your love. Reboot your life. If you need to find me, sitdownandheal.com is where all things grow. Sit Down and Heal as one word on all platforms, but you would want to subscribe to the YouTube because that's where all the replay lives. This replay will be there in every time, every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, live on TikTok, replay on YouTube, and then the audio will be uploaded to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and literally all podcast platforms. So no matter which one you like, I'm there. I worked hard to do that. So make sure you follow there too. If that's what you choose to do, you can listen to it in your car. And some of y'all be watching YouTube in your car. Stop it. You can listen to the audio and you can get it however you need to get it. If a Spotify user, you can actually watch the video on Spotify. I did that too. So we're going to land this plane. The moral to the story this week is that we need to acknowledge that we need to reboot. Then we're going to go into how you start to clear the bugs and do the actual work of the reboot. So y'all need to keep coming back. At the end of the day, no matter how many of these you watch, this is not coaching. This is not coaching. Coaching happens off of here. So if you really need the tools to do the actual work, we do that off of here. Do not have any preconceived notions about what coaching is, how much it costs, until you talk to me first. Because you don't know. And because y'all don't like clicking on the link in the bio, you could at least inbox me and ask, right? If you don't do either one of those two, then that means you don't give a damn about your healing and you'll be a horrible client anyway. Yes, I said that. And when you're ready, guess what? I'm going to be here. If it's a year later, come back. I'm still here. I'll be ready when you are. But I run with the runners. I have a group coaching group that we're on the school app. You can join that. One-on-ones, you can do that. I got a self-pace with me as your guide, which means you can ask me questions along the way, but on your pace, I got that too. You afraid of people judging you? Then watch the video courses and get the information that way. The video won't judge you, but it will grow you. It will change you fundamentally. So no matter how you choose to dive in, I got ebooks. Oh, I can't afford coach. Go get the ebook and get started. So whatever excuse you have, stop it. We're not playing around with healing this year or any year. We're not repeating cycles. We're not sitting at home moping around when we could be working. I take what I do serious. I'm very passionate about it. Y'all can tell. And when it comes to helping you, I'm passionate about you as long as you are passionate about you. So I land my plane. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed and learned and maybe laughed a couple times. But hopefully you'll come back enough times that you'll be inspired to sit down and heal. I'll talk to y'all next week. Y'all have an amazing night. Bye-bye.
Sit down and heal with Coach Derrick. Let that old pain breathe and we air it. You already know that you need to heal. Let me show you how. Turn the volume up. Talk it out right now. Sit down and heal with Coach Derrick. You picking through. Can you feel it? You already know that you need to heal. Let me show you how. Turn the volume up. Talk it out.